7 reasons Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra kills the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Welcome to Finding Tech. Apple has always been a flagship player since they launched their first ever iPhone, and Apple has launched its iPhone 13 series recently, where Samsung is already in the market with its S21 Ultra. But what I believe is the Samsung's S21 Ultra is much better than Apple's iPhone 13 Pro Max. We'll see by doing some comparison on the most highlighted features of both the phones. But before getting to the video, make sure to like this video, subscribe our Finding Tech channel, and click on the bell icon to keep yourself notified about the latest coming videos. Now let's get to the video and discuss what are the reasons that S21 kills iPhone 13 Pro Max. Number 1. Design. Apple has shrunk the notch of the iPhone 13 Pro Max while giving this flagship a slightly larger camera array to accommodate the bigger lenses used by the new iPhone. But you don't have to deal with a notch at all on the Galaxy S21 Ultra. There's just a small punch hole. The camera array is more subtle on the Galaxy S21 Ultra, where it blends into the side of the device thanks to a contour-cut design. The Galaxy S21 Ultra is taller and thicker than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, while Apple's phone is fractionally wider. Apple's phone is now the heavier of the two handsets by nearly half an ounce. Both phones have IP68 water resistance ratings, though the iPhone 13 Pro Max is listed as being able to survive a deeper plunge 6 meters of water to 1.5 meters for Samsung's phone. And while we haven't seen durability testing on the iPhone yet, the ceramic shield display on the iPhone 13 Pro Max should help Apple's device stand up to a pretty good beating. The iPhone 13 Pro Max won't win any prizes for design originality. As with the other devices in the iPhone 13 series, it recreates the flat-sided design of the iPhone 12 series. The only discernible difference is that it has a smaller notch, but when the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra offers a nearly bezel-less and unbroken edge-to-edge display with a discrete punch hole, selfie camera at the top center, such an improvement seems pretty trivial. When adding to the S21 Ultra's newly introduced rear camera module, which slopes elegantly into the phone's shoulder, Samsung's phone begins to look even better. Number 2. Camera. The iPhone 13 Pro Max features the same triple-lens rear camera setup as its predecessor, yet its hardware is actually new. That is, it increases its aperture values to 1.5 for the wide lens and 1.8 for the ultra-wide lens, while it adds a 77mm equivalent telephoto camera with a 2.8 aperture offering a 6x zoom range between the ultra-wide and telephoto cameras. Given that the iPhone 12 Pro Max was already a great camera phone, this will make the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Speaking of impressive, the S21 Ultra comes with a quad lens setup, a 108-megapixel wide lens, a 10-megapixel periscope telephoto lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto lens, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens. In particular, the periscope telephoto lens allows for 10x optical zoom, providing the photographer with some impressively detailed snaps. At the same time, Samsung has seriously upped its game in terms of general usability, with standard shots offering much greater balance than before, without the oversaturation of old. In terms of which phone will offer a better camera overall, it's therefore hard to say anything for certain at this stage. Given the previous history, the iPhone may edge things, particularly when the iPhone 12 Pro Max was such a great camera phone to begin with. The iPhone 13 Pro Max also adds a new cinematic mode for capturing video, allowing you to shift focus from foreground to background in a highly impressive manner. Number 3. Software. The iPhone 13 Pro Max ships with iOS 15 installed. Apple's latest software update adds a new focus mode for blocking out distracting notifications, live text, and visual lookup features that use on-device intelligence to recognize text and objects in photos, and improvements to the Maps, FaceTime, Wallet, and Photos apps. The Galaxy S21 Ultra runs Android 11, and with Android 12 set to launch soon, you'd expect Samsung's phone to be in line for an update by the end of the year. Samsung has gotten more aggressive about its software support, with the Galaxy S21 Ultra in line for 3 years of software updates and 4 years of security patches. That eats a little bit into an advantage Apple has long enjoyed with its 5 phones, which received software and security updates right away. Apple also supports phones for at least 4 years, with phones dating back to 2015 able to upgrade to iOS 15. The Galaxy S21 enjoys one big advantage over the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Samsung added optional S Pen support. Pay $40 extra for an S Pen, and you can use Samsung Stylus to jot down notes, draw, and more precisely edit photos on the Galaxy S21 Ultra. You'll need to buy a case to hold the S Pen, as there's no built-in slot on the S21 Ultra. Another advantage for Samsung is its in-display fingerprint reader. It's great to have that option at a time many of us are still wearing masks, even though Apple's Face ID is superior to Samsung's facial recognition. Number 4. Performance. The Galaxy S21 Ultra ships with the still relatively new Snapdragon 888, which boasts a 5nm manufacturing process for its transistors, meaning it can squeeze more of them into the same available space. As luck would have it, the iPhone 13 Pro Max also benefits from a 5nm chip, the A15 Bionic, which has just been released for the 13 series. While the A15 only has 6GB of RAM to work within the iPhone 13 Pro Max, this is more than enough given that Apple phone uses RAM a little differently from Android alternatives. Put differently, even though the S21 Ultra comes with a considerable 12GB of RAM, you will find similar performance on both devices. Neither phone carries a microSD card slot, yet then again, both provide ample internal memory. This is particularly the case with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which can go from 128GB to a whopping 1TB of internal storage, assuming you're willing to pay an extra $500 for the privilege. As for the S21 Ultra, it can be bought in a version with 512GB of memory, which should be enough for most purposes. Number 5. Battery life and charging. The S21 Ultra comes with a larger 5000 mAh battery compared to a 4373 mAh battery on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This might seem like a big difference, but Apple is saying that the 13 Pro Max provides 2.5 hours more maximum battery life than last year's 12 Pro Max, which could leave with you almost 50% of battery power after even a fairly heavy day of use. This is roughly the same amount of usage as you'd get from the S21 Ultra, although we need to give the iPhone 13 Pro Max a full review before we can conclude whether one has a slight edge over the other. The S21 phones support both 25-watt wired and 15-watt wireless charging. Samsung no longer ships a charger with them, claiming it's because most people already have USB chargers they can use. However, most of the USB chargers you've accumulated over the past several years have USB-A ports and micro-USB cables, which are useless for the USB-C to USB-C cable that's included in the S21 box. Even if you do have a USB-C charger handy, its vintage and power will make a difference. Plugged into a 22-watt Galaxy Note 20 Ultra charger, the S21 Ultra got to 37% in 20 minutes and reached a full charge in 70 minutes. But plugged into a Galaxy S20 FE charger, it only reached 22% at 20 minutes, and it took a total of 110 minutes to fully charge the phone. You can always opt to avoid the cable question altogether and get a QI-compatible wireless charging pad. Number 6. Pricing. The starting price of the iPhone 13 Pro Max is €1,249 in Europe and $1,099 in the US, while the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra starts from €1,020 in Europe and $795 in the US. You can currently find better street prices for the S21 Ultra. There's no clear winner of this comparison. Now you know the advantages of the one and the other, and should be easier for you to make a choice. Number 7. 5G, Wi-Fi, 6E, and UWB. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra supports all of the latest wireless standards, starting with 5G. The Qualcomm X60 modem inside this device is capable of carrier aggregation, which should result in higher peak speeds while delivering better power efficiency. The performance was pretty solid in my neck of the woods on T-Mobile. I saw download speeds exceed 160 megabits per second. It's not fantastic, but the iPhone 12 Pro Max mustered only 100 megabits per second in the same location when I popped the same SIM card in that phone. In addition, the Galaxy S21 Ultra is one of the first phones to support Wi-Fi 6E, a new standard that delivers faster speeds and more overall bandwidth when you have a compatible Wi-Fi 6E router. Lastly, the S21 Ultra has UWB ultra-wideband, which makes it easier to share files with other UW devices like the Galaxy S21 Plus. Make sure to like this video, subscribe our Fighting Tech channel, and click on the bell icon to keep yourself notified about the latest coming videos. Because we provide the most authentic and latest news about the tech coming in the whole world, by which we are named as Finding Tech.